It is time for Elden Ring stream number 2. Thank you, Yodi, for the offline follow. I appreciate that support a lot. Hope you enjoyed the stream. Hope the rest of CISO stream was a good time. I'm going to be trying to make it to his birthday stream tomorrow. So most likely no stream tomorrow, but I'm going to do some Limgrave gaming today. Let me see. We beat four of the bosses. Let's see if we can't beat, I don't know, 4 more. We'll see what we have time for. I just wrapped up studying, so I'm a little bit brain dead, but I got the time. Might as well game while we can, right? Thank you all for the support while I have been able to stream. We're just about set up here. I meant to update Elden Ring while I was not streaming, but I can't tell if the PS5 just decided to do that while it was in sleep mode or not. I don't think it matters too much because I don't know how much I'm gonna utilize online, but that's okay. Let's see. And there's some bosses I am, I don't know, there's quite a few bosses I'm actually really scared of. There's, the Deathbirds in late game, well, just in general, can be big scary. Scary birds. I think there's one in Limgrave. Whoa. I didn't even press a button. It's just going. Did I turn off the PS5 when it was still running Elden Ring? Is the game gonna yell at me? We're just hopping right back in, okay. No? Okay. Cool. Forgot about Gubowski. Alright. I'm like sitting on a wire. Okay. Get this away from me. So, I think we beat Soldier Godric, the Stone Digger Troll, who's here. I think I wanted to fight Agil next. Yeah. And then, we beat... I'm trying to think of the other two. The Knights, or the Tree Knight, Tree Sentinel, of course. Spent most of the stream doing that. And there was one more I'm forgetting. Who was it? I have a list now. Who was it? Oh, it was the first, whatchamacallit. Not finding him on the list. It was the first watchdog, though. Oh, it's literally the 4th one down. The Stormfoot Catacombs Burial Tree Watchdog. So, I think I am going to try and take on the Coastal Cave next, if it's the one I'm thinking of. But before that, I wanted to try and take down Agil. Let's see how that goes. I have quite a few runes. Oh, shit. Okay, well, I'm going to double back and use those. Hope everyone's had a good week so far. Let me see. What am I trying to level right now? Probably faith? No, health. Eventually faith and strength. Just gonna try out some of the weapons attached to that, and we're really only like a few hundred, not even 100 souls off, so let's go get that next level. I'm already forgetting what this weapon scales off. I'm assuming it's strength though. Oh, is that enough? It sure is. Okay. I feel like for a lot of these catacombs, if I rush through them just to get to boss, as far as getting materials to actually make progress in the game, I'm probably going to be doubling back to a lot of the catacombs. Just because, there's got to be some things I miss here and there. The game is big. What the hell am I doing? I'm sorry. I'm just really wanting to fight the dragon. Let me in there. So the only other weapon that we have right now, we found the great axe. There's one more. Oh, the flail was from the other chest. Then we need 30 strength for the golden halberd. That scales off faith just a little. Could be worth trying out eventually if we are going for faith strength builds. We need 30 for the axe as well. And 18 dex. What are we at? I think we're a little higher with the starting class on dex. Okay, we need 4 more levels. I don't know. Not a great level for faith. Sure. That'll help out, right? We run around on Torrent trying to fight the dragon. This is still the only equipment we have. Oh, psych. Got night gauntlets now. Huge. If I remember right, I don't think there's equipment burden in this game. No, there is. There is. Medium load. Okay. Oh, he's just chilling there now. That he's shown up for the first time. I'm not sure how useful the dogs would be. But I think we got the jellyfish summoned too. Hello. Bonk. This will be interesting. I'm trying to remember how I'd done this before. Just bait out that tail attack a lot. That and the stomp are pretty punishable. As I get out of the way. Donk. And he's out of there. I think the last time I died to a Gil just because I got trapped in like the little set of ruins. Bink. Oh. There it is. Chomp. Oh no, get out of there. Okay, I have a little more stamina this time. Oh no. Run. So when he flies up like that, you can either do that fire breath attack or stomp. Sir, that's not fair. I'm gonna need you to come down from there. Sir? What is he doing? He's gooning. Oh! I swear. What you doing next? Same thing? Okay. See, this I'm okay with, because you're not in a building. Oh! I'm assuming I do more damage if I hit his head, but... Oh god. Slam? Yeah, that's the other thing he can do when he flies up like that. Doing a lot more damage when he hit his head, okay. Makes sense. Akil's not too bad compared to some of the other dragon fights. I'd say that and then I'm gonna get crushed. Hey, hey, hey. Uh-oh. I think the ice dragon was probably one of the tougher ones for me. It's pretty far into the game. Hello. Now that we've seen Ronnie for the first time at the church, I don't think we have to worry about her questline until like after we've beaten the second shard bearer. Woo! Sorry, Torrent. Down for this. He's bit the shit out of that mosquito. Ayo. Get that damage in. I'm trying to make it to his head. Ah, that works. Okay. That's a Geel down. Dragon Heart. That's why we were doing that. Yeah, Draconic Power. So we'll have access to that once we get through the cave. If it is the one I'm thinking of. Ba-boom. Suppose we can just fast travel now too. We made progress with that NPC last time. Forgetting his name. The Seamster. The Memester. Gives us one more level. Sure. Geel gave us faith. Wasn't too bad. Ooh, I've yet to upgrade this weapon at all too. Any weapons? Sure. Let's get it to +2. 6 seems like kind of steep for how little the amount of upgrade materials I have. Wow, this goes up to B scaling. Like that could be worth. Okay. Gotta get us some more spells too. Please. While I still have extra runes. There was something else I wanted to buy from the merchant before the cave we're trying to get to though, and I don't remember what it was. Let's just get a cookbook. Peace. Still getting used to that sub menu too. Like it's gonna be handy once I get it down, but it's I don't know, it's the little differences between the Souls games. And some of the routing between areas is really fucking well designed in this game. Like even for just being an open world game, let alone everything else that the game is. I still haven't taken you down yet either. Yikes, that was close. But it feels so like, I don't know, not necessarily pointless, especially not in the catacombs. But some of the... Wow, he really didn't like that. I could be getting a strong hit here, but I don't know how to get out the horse. Uh-oh. Sweet, okay. That helped out. We took down his papa last stream. Had to finish him off. The Stone Digger Troll. Hello, dog. I think there's one more version of the boss in this cave. Anyway, we got a lot left to do in Limgrave still. So, we'll see how much we can clear out in the few hours I have this room. Got a string? Bach is his name. Pretty sure. It's dark. Alright, who I gotta beat up, Bach? Who did this to you? Beat him up and took his golden thread. Golden needle or whatever. No! No, he's not dead. Oh. Hold up. Any more dialogue? Huh. I thought he had more than that. Time for taking on all at once. Alright. It sure is dark in here. Are you ready? Therefore, time for suffering. All the demi-humans. I see one more. I can't tell how close he is. Oh, yeah, that helps. It's so much brighter for you guys. Hello. It's very spooky. Octopus ovaries. I'm assuming that's just a... Oh, you got 2 hits of health on you. Cooking material. Crafting material, maybe. We can now make soft cotton. We've won the game. Temporarily reduces fall damage at the sound and sound of footsteps. Oh, cool. Alleviates impending blood loss. That seems really good. Try and rack up on those for one of the late underground areas. Summons? Sure. I have no idea who this is. Istvan. I think this is the boss room already. It's a little bit of a gank fight going on, but it's not too bad, especially with how much we've upgraded our weapon now. We got this. There he is. The demi-human chiefs. Holy shit, yeah. Doing big damage now. I think the other one will show up once he's around half or something. I feel like I should put my Estus and stuff on the oh, here he comes. On the sub menu as well. Starting to prefer that rather than having to scroll through the items. And then again, it's only a few items at a time. We're destroying them. Boom. Oh, just launched him. Let's go, Estevan. He's got like gravity spells with his weapon. Okay. Destroyed them. Tailoring tools. Okay. Sewing needle. Can't believe they stole that from him. Had to get the squad to beat up those jerks who stole his sewing needle. Now you better surrender. Here, before we talk with Bach again, I'm gonna go through this tunnel. Island time. It's still weird to me that you can jump in this game. Hello. You don't surrender? Can we eat moss? We're getting so much moss. Beautiful. The Erd tree. Don't remember what else is around here other than just the dragon stuff. Die. I don't want to hurt him. Oh, there's no dung beetle? It's just a dirt clod. It's like a huge owl pellet. the grass. You may... I think you have to commune with it at night or something. Dragon, oh dragon. No, we're good. So we can get dragon fire. Both, or all three of these require quite a bit of faith in arcane. Channels dragon to rend foes with dragon claws. That sounds pretty damn cool, I'm not gonna lie. But also flame breath. I'm gonna do the claw for now. We'll be getting more dragon hearts. I think it slowly turns us into a like dragon tarnished hybrid, and there's a specific NPC who's not a fan of that, if I remember right. Didn't quite give us enough runes to level. Got any extras? Nope. Okay. Let's head back to the cave entrance. Bach. I beat up those dudes for you. Here you go. You're damn right. Looks at it with mouth agape. Now he joins us in our quest. I'm forgetting exactly what the tool or the sewing kit does. I think you can make armor with certain stats look like other pieces of armor. Cool. I don't know. I'm forgetting where we find Bach next, to be honest, after this. That's done for now. Where do we go from here? Oh, right. I gotta keep track of this very closely. It's gonna be easy to lose track. I think I know what we can do next. We can meet D. Gonna bully some more demi-humans for the runes. Ooh, another weapon. Hello? We need to get our hands on a better shield for sure, too. I don't mind two-handing for now while this is upgraded. Should be close to enough. 100 off. Let's see. What else can we do on the way there? Ooh, I'm trying to remember where the Bloodhound Evergall is, but we can do this first. We want to go this way. Donk. What'd he drop? Oh god. Oh god, the fire. Hold up. Ooh, we can wield it too. Lighter equip load. That's about it though. I mean, we did upgrade this a few times. I think it's better overall than the stick. E-stock. At least it seems like it. Plus I think the attacks are much quicker. That is definitely appealing. I think if I hadn't... Oh, hi! I thought you were just a normal enemy. Nighttime boss. Give it a shot. First Knight's Cavalry. They give you some pretty cool shit for beating them too. Oh god. Oh no. Hello? A fucking foot soldier just ruined that for me. That's funny. Alright. Makes sense why the Stake of America is there. I thought it was one of these enemies. Oop. Come here, you. He listened. Oh no. I'm gonna bully this foot soldier. Where is he? Maybe he's one of the dudes at the encampment here. Alright, that's enough to level. I'm gonna try and find a grace that's a little closer, potentially. I think this is where I was already headed this way. Maybe it's further south? Can take the upper path this time, because why not? Oh! Just fall off the ledge real quick. What are you looking for? They're whiffing as much as I am. I'm forgetting what that even does. Boost rune acquisition for a time. Ooh. Okay. Right, I think this is where Pumpkinhead is. So many bosses everywhere. Dogs are always defending these graves. They got a bunch of runes though. Hoo hoo hoo. Trying to remember where D is. D's. All kinds of stuff around here. Ooh. Is this the Evergall I'm thinking of? Yep. Down to give it a shot. They explode. Okay, I don't need to worry about a grace since there's the Stake of America here. Might as well try it then. It's gonna beat me to a pulp. I think we need a lot more dex to be able to wield the weapon he gives us. Hot damn, we're doing a lot of damage now. Here for this. I think they're gonna be doing just as much damage to me though. Ah, okay. Oh, the bleed. That was close. Oh, yep, he got me. A 3 combo. I definitely have a chance against this. If I can land one of the heavy attacks. Bloodhound Knight Dare Will. It's gonna be dark mode cam for a while, just because I think all the bulbs in this room have broken at this point. Need to get some replacements. Get me in there. See if we can start up with it. Ooh, yep. Just launches him too. Oh my god. Just start off by deleting half of his health. Works for me. Ooh, the Scrake. How about another? Holy shit. Oh, I thought that would be it. Scrake. Slam. Goodbye. Oh! Didn't give us any time to punish. I don't think we'd be doing this much damage to the Crucible Knight though. Holy shit, okay. Bloodhound Knight done. This weapon is so good. Makes for 7. Almost doubled the bosses. We're getting there. Though it might be 14 decks that we needed. 16. So 18 strength, 17 decks. Okay. We can definitely work toward that. And then that requires Somber Smithing Stones to upgrade. We need at least one more to get it to +1, I think. Get wrecked. That Art of War or Ash of War is really good on him. The Art of War. Bird. I feel so bad. The Slumbering Egg. It was an owl. There are falcons everywhere, but the owls are more rare. Don't see him as often. What are you? Oh! Some boars. Are we... Oh, we're almost to the Weaving Peninsula. I don't know if I want to take this area on just yet. Double back and head, like, northeast. Might be where I'm thinking of. Though I am tempted to take on the boss that's probably close to the Erd Tree sapling here. Why not? I see a big shiny thing. Let's go ahead toward it. Plus there's the Night Cavalry on the bridge. I think between Limgrave and I'm not sure if we've been in these ruins just yet. Okay, we do a lot more damage to the dogs now. There are 40 bosses, though, like, a few of them are... Yo, what up, Tanner? Just rush the Erd Tree proper, just go straight to late game. Absolutely, I respect this. Thanks for popping in. It's good to see you. Dogs. I'm not sure if we've gotten whatever's in these ruins yet. Doesn't seem like it. the 5-head strats, I'm here for it. Love this game. Oh, thanks. Yeah, no, Elden Ring is a very chill time when you're going about just like wandering around the world. So I played it off stream. Oh, the rats, dude. Gotten the platinum, but this is the last one in this series playthrough. We got to go for all bosses, so it's gonna be a long journey, but I'm here for it. It's very chill until you get to literally any boss, and then I'm like, wow, this game is fucking hard. Mostly just exploring. It's such a good time. Okay, I think this is one of those chests that like teleports you somewhere. Yeah. I don't know if I want to do that yet. I don't know where that one leads. Mostly just exploring, huh? This game is big. I knew as soon as I started it, I'd be like just a little bit overwhelmed by all the different things you have to do. But it's definitely a cool time. Yo, give me that Ash of War. Don't mind me just gonna get bullied by crabs. Holy fuck. Unsheath. Forgetting how you equip Ashes of War. I think it's just at Grace sites. How you liking the world so far? What all have you seen? I'm going the exact same way as I did before. Mission accomplished. Yeah, we'd have to go northeast like I was thinking. Whoops. First FromSoft game, that's awesome. I know this is a lot of people's first because the amount of hype for this game, even before it came out, was like, it's crazy. It's all good. It's mostly just this first area though, in Limgrave. Such a pretty game. No, I'm a big fan. Oh, all the way to the academy and up to the plateau. Damn, okay. Say a few hours. It's a good chunk of the game. So it's like... It's that 2 shard bearers in? You made it all the way up the plateau. Okay. I'm forgetting what you need to like get up there. You need to display like a symbol or something. That's right. I'm slowly remembering things. And there are certain like bull shard thingies. That's right. Okay. Forgetting how you even find the shard thingies. We can level now. This is huge. Grace. There's an alternate path up there though. Right, okay. There's so much I'm forgetting. There's a lot of like shortcut information and little things about getting around that I've forgotten just because there's a lot of that in every other Souls game too. So it's just a lot of information to try and keep in. 53, good chunk of the game for sure. I think in total, getting platinum in this game was like 2-ish playthroughs. This dude on the bridge. Gotta wipe out this ragtag team of demi-humans. I'll be the sucker. Sorry, I think I lost my train of thought. I'm very much squirrel brain when it comes to any of the Souls games. Oh, for platinum, I think it was like 150-ish hours total. But that was like with looking up NPC guides and stuff. some of it wasn't working great when it was first released. There were some bugs and stuff I wanted to look out for. Sir. Even from a tarnished. Even from a maidenless tarnished, dude. What do you mean appearances? The character's beautiful. Hey, there's a lot of games to play. And this game is a time sink. It's a big one. Think you tried to clear some stuff in Scarlet Rotville. That sounds familiar, but I'm forgetting what that is. Is that the Kaled? Kaled is awful. The swamp area that's like pretty far east of here, I think. Yeah, that area is gonna kick my ass for sure. I mean, most of this game will, to be fair. There's a lot of bosses I'm scared of fighting again, but like, Kaled is rough. Especially if you're just like, oh yeah, first thing, I'm gonna go explore to the east. Let's go check that out. Yeah, I'm probably gonna save that until after clearing all of Lake Liurna, which is where uh, that place is, the place you had mentioned before. Raya Lucaria. Grafting is a creepy concept. It's very cool. That place is awful. Kaled is like the first. Have you played a Souls game? Check. Welcome to Poison Area. Though I don't think it's quite as bad because of the enemies are awful, don't get me wrong, but the poison, the Scarlet Rot isn't too bad because of the mount. Luckily. I mean, the area is huge. Every area in this game is. That's annoying. Just wouldn't drop. Didn't mind that area, but you bugged out twice with the boss. Damn. Just wouldn't drop. What the hell? Yeah, I feel like early on there were some weird things going on, especially for the PC port. Console port on release was like pretty damn solid aside from a few NPC quest lines. So I'm interested to see if those have been like fixed. Or if I was just doing them wrong, which is entirely possible. Did he eventually tell us about the towers? Or is he just gonna keep calling me ugly tarnished? No, okay, he already told us about the fort. I just wasn't paying attention. I think we're gonna be in Limgrave for a while until see you again. So that's in the Weeping Peninsula. Hold off on doing that as long as we can. Slowly starting to remember things. Piggies. I remember that jerk, yeah. I remember him being a dick too, but I don't remember specifically why. Other than him calling you, like, ugly tarnish and stuff. But I mean, just look at our character. He's gorgeous. Terrifying. Those Estus upgrades. Oh, yeah. I forget that there's, like, the crystal tiers. Yo, what up, Suso? Thanks for being here. Cursed indeed. The wondrous physic flask. Find crystal tears at the bases of minor earth trees and elsewhere throughout the lands between. The sites of grace, you can mix 2 crystal tears in the flask of wondrous physic. Allow you to create elixirs with various custom effects. That's right. Don't mind me. Just gonna... I don't know, this item's pretty important. Hello. Looking forward to the birthday stream on the morrow. Oh. It just auto-equipped it. How do you... Oh, right, at the Graces. So is Bopped your death count for the boss marathon? So Bopped is the death count for the entire series. I think we're at like 920 something now because I had ran my face into the tree knight right at the beginning of the game. Like, hell yeah. Stoked for it too. Good, good. We can alter our garments now because we helped out Bach. The only true good NPC in this game. What does this do? Restores half of total HP in mixed physic. Okay. Physic. I remember using one that restores FP as well, and then just kind of sticking with that for the majority of the game. Might try and mix it up though. 100 runes off from leveling, say no more. The altering was a late edition, right? I remember the physic flask being a thing on release. If that's what you're referring to. Oh, the garments? I don't know. I don't think I had done Bach's questline until pretty far after the game came out. So I couldn't tell you. Because I didn't know how to do like any of the NPC questlines when I was just first popping into the game. It's entirely possible, I'll put it that way. Health is cool. Thank you for the lurk, Suso. Though it may be the case that altering it wasn't necessarily added later, but the whatever you do with the golden needle might be. I'm gonna bully this dude. Because I saw him. I saw him, it's time to bully. He's gonna bully me. The amount of damage you can do with that charge attacks is nuts. Stats wise, since this game is so long, I'm gonna try and stick with something I kind of know how to use. Get destroyed. The Bloodhound weapon is ridiculously good. 3 consecutive streams this month? Yo, this is a thing? Watch streaks? That's awesome. I appreciate that. I feel like I need to start thinking of rewards for these things now. Wonder if there's badges you can make for that. Trying to follow Ronnie's questline without a guide was rough. Yes. I was nervous that I mess it up for a long time because you see her at the Church of Allah or whatever the fuck. Allah. And then you don't see her for a long time until like the Three Sisters, just pretty far into Lake Liurna. Granted, the spacing between the NPCs can be, I don't know, it can take a while in this game. It made me nervous. It's like, oh no. Yeah, yeah. The same thing happened with my cousin when he was playing this game. He's like, how the hell do you get Ronnie to appear? How did you end up getting her to show up? Or does she just not give you the bell until you see her at the Three Sisters? if you miss her initially. It's super interesting that that can even happen sacredly. Seems pretty tight. She apparently closed off some stuff until you find her in the tower later. Gotcha. That's so weird to me that you can, like... I wonder what triggers you missing her. Like, how far into the game you have to get. If it's beating, like, Margit or something. First Shardbearer or the boss before him, even. Because you can manage without using this summons at all, but if you find any, like, spirit ashes, then it's like, what the hell? What do I do with these? Until well after the second Shardbearer, it's just interesting. I feel like there's a lot of stuff like that in this game. It's cool, but, like, just interesting. Also, where is Potboy? That's really important. I don't know where I'm going right now, but I'm certainly going. Yo, this is where D is. I was trying to remember where he was. He, like, warns you before going into this, time to take on Caelid. This village, I thought. Yeah, it's probably somewhere else. I think if you don't talk to her when you first go to that location, she's gone. It's weird the way that it works, because when you first go to the church, she's not there. Oh. Hello. Is this, listed as a boss? I'll have to check. She's not there. You go and ride your horse. Well, first you have to get the steed from... Get yeeted. Forgetting her name. Mikola? Is that her name? Melania? I think it's Melania. What is this move? Alright. And then you have to ride up like a specific portion of Limgrave. And then she'll appear. I'm a fan of this Ash of War. This is working out pretty well. Donk. Nice try, Tarnished Eater. I am the Tarnished Yeeter. Sacred Scorpion Charm. What'd it do? Raises holy attack but lowers damage negation. Take more damage for more holy damage. Thanks. Tarnished Eater has been yeeted. Goodies. The cookbook. I'll take it. Oh, hello. Speaking of scripted cutscenes. And you don't. Goodbye. What was that? Yeah, because, I mean, getting her to appear there in the first place is weirdly specific. It's one of the first things I did. I was like, alright, we get the horse, we go right up on, what is the area called? Stormhill, I think. Immediately go back to the church and talk with her as soon as possible. It's like... It's a little goofy. First time going to Round Table Hold. There's D. D's. We need 18 dex, 17 strength. Interesting. Looking at some Reddit posts on it, looks like it's Softlocks Star Scourge were done. Interesting. Yeah, dude, it's D's. We're gonna ignore his warning. Gotta get all the death root. Okay, hold on. What was her name? Anastasia? Anastasia? Looking at the list of bosses. Doesn't seem like it. Though I do think we have the Waypoint Ruins. Always ignore dudes who are nursing armor babies. It's a good call, honestly. They're always up to no good. It's a lot of NPCs to talk to in here. Okay. Yo! Thank you for the 31 months, dude. Shoutouts, Laser Chef. Welcome back to the Laser Apocalypse Squadron. Almost 3 years of subbing. The GOAT. Thank you for that support. I appreciate it, man. It's the first time in the round table hold. Welcome back to the Laser Apocalypse Squadron, of course. Appreciate that, my dude. Elden dude's time indeed. Starting to remember things. Started right after finishing the Shura ending in Sekiro. I was kind of wiped out by that point, so we took down like 4 side bosses, and I'm like, okay, how do we play this game? This game is a lot, but it's definitely a vibe. Oh, I see the grace. I gotta show you Gupowski. Gives us mackerels. No, may the golden order shine through you, pal. Only 2 medallions we have so far. So this is Gupowski. You give you side profile too. You. Do I want to be talking with all these NPCs? If we do want to do all bosses this playthrough, I think we have to do Ronnie's questline. For sure. Hold off looking into that until we're pretty far into Lake Liurna. Companion. Definitely looks like someone who's ready to become an Elden Lord. One day, Gupowski will be Elden Lord. I think this is closed off for now. Yeah. The door is blocked shut. Those fingers are holding it tightly. Is the NPC down here a boss? I wonder. Hello, fellow beautiful human. Thank you for being here. Moonbeam has logged on. We've beaten 3 more bosses so far. I'm gonna figure out if the dude down here counts as a boss. I wouldn't be surprised. Wait. Okay, so never mind. I won't worry about that yet. Just put it this way. There's a few things to keep track of. No, I don't think it does. Do it anyway. A wild moon rises. Hello. So what the hell? That's a lot of bloodstains. Since we got oh, he's coming. Mad Tongue Alberich. Don't you bow at me. Oh no, he has so much health. Dude, the technical supporter? I'm liking this. Ash of War just throws them. He's got a few Estus from what I remember too. Since the starting class has a catalyst, that'll be really nice now that I think about it. I didn't even realize. This is one of the earlier ones. Down here. You don't really find one until far into Lake Leona. Whoa! Tanner Technical Supports is the best technical support system. Very easy to use. Just your average casting enemy. All on call and shit. I'm gonna try again. You can't stop me. He bows every time. I remember this. Bop. Sir? Oh. Wait for the bow. Oh yeah, he's tough for sure. It's your average caster. Try and get him to waste the I keep calling it Estus, but you know, the healing thing. A flask of crimson tears. There it is. The way frost works in this game is pretty cool. I think it's fleshed out really well compared to how prevalent it was in Souls 3, but also like completely ineffective. How is Texas? That was greedy of me. Bleed is so good in this game. Cold, huh? In April. I was told earlier today this was the coldest March in like a long time in the state that I live in. Can't say I'm too surprised. But now it's going to be like 120 degrees until December probably. Goodbye. Got the tongue. Taunter's tongue. At least it's colder than expected. It was in the 50s here today. Oh wow. Yeah, it's pretty cold. Texas is big. Big is an accurate statement. One day I'll be as big as Texas. That phantom just scared me. I was ready for a fight. There's this catalyst. Cypher Pata. Is it better than what we have? Oh! Can we cast mackerels with this? One of the weapons originating from the two fingers, a formless sequence of ciphers comprise its blade, and as such no shield can repel it, deals holy damage. Ooh. I'm thinking of trying out a Faith Strength build though. Gonna hit the 90s in the weekend? What the hell? I'm not ready for this. And then it's just gonna remain that way all the way up until like mid-December probably. Oh no. Cold? It's hot as balls here. Balls hot? I don't actually know. Ideally not. We were in freezing temperatures last month for like a week. Damn. 902 degrees? God damn. How are you alive? 92. I mean, I feel like 90 there is a lot worse. I don't know. Depends on what you prefer, I guess. Than 90 here, just because it's way more humid. Got that. The thing that all the tourist things say for Arizona. It's a dry heat. You can find it on a mug in like every Arizona gas station. South Carolina too, yeah. It's extremely humid. Mm. Very dry heat there as well. Oh, okay. Is that swamp ass shit true? Okay. We gotta find some more NPCs in the wild. There's a lot more to be seen here. We got... Where's she at? Smithy. All chained up. Such a weird NPC. Tell me about the chain on your legs. You're a prisoner? Alright, here's my theory for the I'm assuming he's a demi-human as well. But for the DLC, I think what you do is you release the prisoner and then you start the DLC. You release the blacksmith and he becomes final boss. Okay, so we have Sacred Blade, Storm Stop, Determination, Stamp, and Wild Strikes. This changes it so that the weapon scales off Faith, which I'm tempted to try and do, but also it's our best scaling weapon we have right now, so I may hold off. It is an option though. Oh, we only need one? Somber Smithing Stone? And then it'll already do more damage than the weapon we're using. Okay. I'm not against this. ACE Basin. Ace Basin. Of South Carolina, but that's just a nice name for a swamp. Gotcha. Tell me. When does Shrek 5 come out? Fia the bed hugger. We need to do Fia's questline too for all bosses. I feel like there's no shot I'm gonna be able to do all like the quest lines necessary by memory. I'm gonna have to look up a lot. Ashpoo's a hilarious name for a river. I'm not gonna lie to you. Probably has a lot of cool culture behind it though. I'm just ignorant. Gotcha. So those are the rivers in the basin. It's too many rivers. No wonder it's so humid. Refuse, dude. Sure. Hugging time. And then immediately get rid of the... forgetting what it's called. The Baldekin's Blessing or whatever. Apparently it debuffs you. Yeah. Doesn't anglicize well. Yeah. Oh, okay, Native American. Very cool. It's an ice swamp. That's good. It's not like Kaled, but it's still a swamp. Swamp nonetheless. Couldn't get the Baldakin's blessing again. I'm forgetting what you even used that for. Refuse. Goodbye. Okay. Just chilling in our inventory. Uses FP to temporarily boost poise. Don't mind me. No rod, just gators. Gators are homies. Big uns. They considered pests there. Ugh, I'm not ready for 90 degrees this weekend. Just won't leave the house. I have to. It's Easter Sunday. Go do things. They're protected, gotcha. Makes sense. They seem like good beans. We only have one for the physic flask. I feel like there was something else I wanted to do once we made it to round table hold. I'm blanking on it for now, so I'm gonna just dip. Look at that place. Made it there. I feel like there was something else I wanted to do before I got teleported to the round table hold. We could try fighting the Crucible Knight again, but he's gonna kick my shit in. But this area specifically, once you make it to the top of here, this is what triggers Ronnie to appear, and I don't know why that was a decision they made. It's like, oh, cool. He can summon the horse. Have Ghost Bell. And the fact that it's unintended that Ronnie's missable too just won't show up there is interesting. He roll. Look at him go. Squad. It's kind of neat too, because on the list of bosses I found, they're all ranked by difficulty, and this Crucible Knight's pretty high up for Limgrave. Makes sense. See if we stand a chance at all. People who feed them, that mess up. Yeah, because then they learn to come back for the food. Fair enough. Used to kayak guide in the basin. Oh, cool. Had to smack some gators away that were used to being fed raw chicken. Bite the hand that doesn't feed and all that. Gotcha. Okay, so it's more of a rare case for it to get out of hand. Time to get slapped by this knight. Oh no. Compared to the amount of damage we're doing against the bosses in the catacombs, it's just scary to see. Okay. Right. Nice. That's about how I expected it to go. But I think because of how long Elden Ring is, we'll probably easily get to 1,500 deaths. We'll see. Slaughter Knight, true. I might save him for pretty far into to Limgrave. What else we got up here? All kinds of stuff I'm probably forgetting about. I know there's another cave here, I think. Make markers. Who needs markers when you have the internet? The tall boys. As far as I know, I think they're just fallen remnants of whatever fell down a long time ago. Like, the stuff that's related to where all the spells and stuff come from, but that's as much as I know. They're kind of like golems, I guess. Yo. Oh, I think we had already picked up this. Yeah. Could try and fight? Yeah, fight the first main boss too. See how we fare. Probably poorly. No, the one before Margit? Unless this is Margit. No, this is probably him, right? The Fell Omen. That's me. Margot's pretty late. They all have such similar names. I think Margit and Margot are the shard bearers. This is the dude before the shard bearer, who's still really tough. Unless I'm getting him mixed up with another boss, which is entirely possible. I think you're right though. Margit the Fellowman is definitely first shard bearer, like major boss. This is Margit. Okay. I command thee kneel. Yeah. You're on point. Nice. I just ate that. Maybe try avoiding attack, Streamer. It's not bad. Dude, the delay on these attacks is gonna... It's gonna mess me up for a while. Goodbye, all flasks. See how much this does. Wow, okay. Okay. I think if I put the time in, we could do this now. There's a lot left to do in Limgrave still. Plus, I'm bad at this. Holy shit. That wind up, though. That tail attack. Another odd NPC is one, I think once he's downed, I don't remember if it's him or the first shard bearer though, just becomes an NPC. I just realized I lost my runes. Nice. Margit is more. Oh, okay. No, that checks out. Like his alter ego. Not sure if that's some mega fantasy character split craziness. I think it may be because he's hinting at certain things once he does become an NPC that would that checks out. Regarding the Erd Tree specifically, and you don't see I don't think, unless I'm getting Margot in another. There's Margot, and then one more. Margot Robbie, right? No, I can't remember the boss's name who's after this. The actual first major boss. Grafting dragon arm dude. Boom. Probably need to reallocate some flasks to the cerulean tears. Owie. Godric the Grafted. Yeah, that's what it is. He spin. Fuck. Compared to all his other attacks, the Holy Blade is so quick. This shit. Boom! Ooh, God. It's the big combo. It's kind of an early dodge. Glad that worked out. The whiff! Fuck you. That was an early roll, fuck. He's scary. Oh, it still hit me. Thought I could strafe out the way. Well, shit. Poke. Not dead. Don't mind me. Ah, the second hit. Think your count was 43 deaths at the sky before someone told you could explore and get better shit. I mean, fair enough. But it's just so tempting because a lot of these fights are really cool. It's just like, I want to try again, I want to try again. That's the trap though. And then, yep. Turns out there's 40 bosses alone just in the first area. Turns out. Let alone side quests and other things. I want to say there's a tunnel north of here. One of those things where you can do best on like the first try and never get that close again. That's just souls in general. That's the souls curse. Get them all the way up to like one hit away from dying, and then never get that far again in like 50 attempts. Get like 1 or 2 hits in and then just die. Or no hits. It's just the way it goes, honestly. It's the vibe with all Souls likes. Whoa! Oh! Never mind. I was like, this isn't where the lightning dragon is, right? That's much further on. The land of the giants. Your no-hit run is just you not hitting any enemies. Honestly, more impressive. Not gonna lie. The tarnished golden sunflower. I make out of that. It's the War Master Shack. Sup, dude? Who are you? Ah! You know it. He can give you like a blank slate Ash of War too, from what I remember. This one? No skill. Yeah. Which I think you don't have to do to usable on shields and torches. It's so weird to me. I think because the Ashes of War tend to mess with scaling, this is like the most pure scaling you can possibly get out of a weapon is with no Ash of War, would be my guess. Because I don't think it's a necessity to use that and then equip another Ash of War anyway, right? It's like if you don't want to have a parry with your shield, it's weird. I don't know if it's only usable on shields and torches either. I hadn't tried it out too much. But that stood out to me. I was like, that's odd, but okay. think he just sort of pieces out. Unless he's just gone during the night. Hold on. Not floating my boat. Sorry, fam, I'm broke. Man, I thought there was a Grace nearby. Oh, I'm blind. Look behind you. Because this is another one of those nighttime exclusive bosses. I'm worried it's gonna kill the NPC or something. Allows the use of main hand weapon skill while letting you maintain the ability to guard with shields or maintain torch illumination. Oh, gotcha. That's really cool. So you can have a blank slate on your shield or torch, have that in your offhand, and then still use your main hand weapon skill. Rad, okay. Can't alter any of our stuff. Do we do that now? I don't know. We got another one on this bridge here too. I'm gonna pass time until night and try and take down the Knight's Cavalry next. Hopefully I can get there in time. No, it's like... it's real close. Yeah. Right down the road. Donk. Tried taking him on earlier. One of these... like... I don't even know. Wandering Tarnish just happened to walk up right behind me and block me from running away from his attacks. It didn't go over well. Speaking of which, almost got hit right off the bat. Horse combat. Nice. Okay, maybe it wasn't the villager. Get me out of there. Whoosh. I think each of the Knight's Cavalry give these fuckers give a unique drop. Holy, that's a good leap. Bye. Played Mortal Kombat before, but have you played Horse Combat? A dizzying fight of spinning the camera in circles over and over again. They can't hit each other. Got it. Understood. Fuck off. It's normal enemies. Normies. Oh. Ow. I'm scared. I'm whiffing so much. Oh god. That side bash kills me so much. Especially with the tree sentinel. Holy fuck, that range. I need to equip some Roa berries too. Went in for a charge attack. It's greedy as hell. Get off your horse. Oh my god. Well, this will be interesting. Just calls his horse again. Okay, the AoE stuns me. Understood. Huge. I have -1 health left. Gotta watch out for that jump attack. Uh-oh. Speaking of which. Almost got him. I need to go in for the punch once he falls off the horse. Oh, one sec. I need to respond to this. Apologies. Okay. I ate it first try on nearly every cavalry enemy. They're tough. There's one, I think on the way to, when you're first going north to Lake Leurna, the mace, who's one of the tougher ones for me. I don't know why that one in particular, but it certainly was a thing. I think it is in the forest, yeah. Yeah. Nighttime. That's big brain. Stood on a stone to cheese him. These are the real hints. Rush the Erd tree, stand on a stone. I'm here for this. Is this the free tech support? Boom. 19 whole runes. Should probably clear the encampments before trying to fight him, to be honest. Nice, dude. Okay. Killing it. Is this how we cheese him? Working as intended. Just have him fall off the bridge. Well then. Remember that you leap backwards when getting off the horse. Take 3. That's that steak, jeez. I don't think I could reach him from there. Unfortunately. It's still nighttime. Do this just in case. Whole 24 hours passes. You get some better equipment too. Wait, we can tell... Here, I'll do this first, but we can tell the... one NPC who's like, ooh, grafting's scary. I don't want to do that. Good luck on your journey. I can't remember her name. She sells you the... She's able to upgrade your ghost pals and tell her about the round table hold. Though I'm not sure if we don't find her again until Stormhill? The castle? Storm Castle? As they say. Yeah, sad girl. You know. I love the armor design for a lot of the Sentinel enemies. Cavalry armor is pretty cool too. Try to bait out an attack. Donk! Nope. Ooh. Glad that whiffed me. What you doing? Alright. Boop. The real skill is how the steed sees through the black cloth. True. Is it even a horse under there? Oh my god. Well, nice. Cool. You can see better than I can, apparently. Looks like a horse, but that's a massive head. That's what I'm seeing. I don't know. It's making horse noises. It's winning. But what if it's like... I don't know. It's 2 other knights' cavalries underneath them. Like a kid in a trench coat. 3 kids in a trench coat. They're just really fast. And good at making horse noises. That's my headcanon. Makes him a lot more intimidating when you think of it that way, for sure. Oh! Okay. It's like, am I on the side where he bashes? Oh my god! Whew. Get greedy. He'll kill me in one hit. This much health. Alright, come here. Come here where there's no bridges to fall off, please. And thank you. I thought he was doing his charge up. Donk. Okay, at least the bash doesn't do nearly as much damage as his giant glaive. Checks out. You can be the honkin' dome. Don't want to be the arse today. They swap roles every time a night cycle passes. Fuck. Sir, are you okay? You're about to fall off too. He's... No. None of that shit. Of course, as soon as he's about to fall off his horse, they're like, ah yes, now's the time. That's true friendship, absolutely. Yup. It's a little obnoxious. This is fine. At least we got a free, forgetting what it's called already. Flask of Crimson Tears out of it. Nice. I remember the Ash of War with the first starting weapon I had was pretty damn good against the Knight's Cavalry, just with the like base Knight class. And it's something I'm trying to get used to. Starting with this class I haven't used before is like... I didn't realize how dependent I was on that Ash of War for a lot of the early game. Horse combat's way more manageable. Will you punish that? Just kidding. Hey, die please. Thank you. First Knight Cavalry down, hell yeah. That bridge is really dangerous. Repeating thrusts. Could be good with the S-stock. S-stick. Good with a stick. So it makes for 8. And there's the Bell-bearing Boy. Actually, the Smoldering Ruins might have another one too. Can't even level. Don't mind me. How much does that give us? One of these. And one of those. What do we level? Health. I don't know. Wasn't too bad. Going level endurance. More charges we can have with forgetting his name. Torrent. The better. Update this funny little number before I completely lose track. Which is honestly just bound to happen after a certain point. Okay, am I remembering this right? Is there one? The Smoldering Church? We'll find out. I don't know if we're fit to fight a bell-bearing knight just yet, but I'm down to try. That's for sure. So you have to go all the way from a different site of grace. Might have to. Okay. Lord Godfrey at last at the end of his campaign. His golden army's unvanquished and unbowed, yet finds grace lost, tattered and faded. Dude, all these swords are just shit-talking Godfrey. The lore. Same with Godric too. Yo! Get that good rest. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate that. You have a good one. Corpse doggy. Yeah, this has got to be the way to Caelid. The flame wall. Is this where the T-Rex doggies are? I spotted Grace. There's all kinds of stuff around here. Yeah, I think this is the entryway to Caelid. Shack of the Rotting. Are you the Rotting? Die, please. Offer armor. In short, praise the friendship. Oh, I like it. That's a Souls 3 reference for Sigurd. Clever. So you gotta drop the armor down the well. What a gamer. Hold on. Hold up. Gotta applaud that. Yo, welcome back. Oh no, it's all good. I don't need to apologize. All the calls. Dude, these things. These birds are awful. Nascent butterfly. That's what we use to upgrade our gabagools. Everything rotting scarlet. The very earth that Caelid rests upon in Celia, town of sorcery. The end is nigh for us all. That's a game I want to play on stream at some point. The end is nigh. Pass time until nighttime again and then check the, I could just look it up. But I think the, nope, not that way. That way is bad. There might be a bell-bearing knight here. Dogs! Eee. Scarlet rot. Oh no. Gotta worry about the dogs before the night. Hopefully not. There we go. Give me back my elixir. My flask of crimson tears. Are you here? Nope. Okay. So the only one I know for sure is the shack. All right. Wait a minute. No, I haven't closed it. Okay. Where is this tunnel I'm thinking of? Yeah. Where is that one? Do we have access to that yet? I think here. Whoa. Was that Tanner's sprite? The Isaac enemy? There is probably a waypoint that's a little closer. I think we just have to go up this way, because I kept going past the sword monument thingy. Hit it. Struggling? Sorry, moving. It's one of those days. Oh yeah, I got spooked by the lightning and just left. I feel this. I vote eat. Food. I say this because I should probably do the same. In fact, I definitely should have eaten something before the stream. Eaten? Eaten? Yes. Words. English. Gotcha. Try not to bring it all down, just try to sort it. I feel this. Just trying to vibe. Definitely should have eaten dinner. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe it's below here. Oh, okay. Gonna meet another NPC before this cave. Schmoovin'. Pack of wolves. Don't mind me. Yeah, okay. He's pointing toward the cave down there. Oh boy. What's his sign say? Death ahead. Yeah, most likely. Show me the way. Hello? Guide and gatekeeper for those returning to the roots. I wonder if I should use some cotton. Huh. Oh thanks. Please die. Thank you. Whoop. I think at this point we're close enough to the ground. Yeah, Schleim. My favorite TV show of all time is Cowboy Bebop. Cause I am a weeb. No, that's my go-to. How about you, Moonbeam? Patches? So this is Murkwater Catacombs. I don't think this is the one I was thinking of, but I'm down to try it. Statues of the watchdogs. Still don't have a shield. We got this. That's fine. Old goblins. Okay, yep, we're doing a lot more damage now. The Officer, Parks and Rec, those are great shows. Oh yeah, I think I remember talking about Parks and Rec with you a little. Ooh. What is AHS? There's a lot of horror TV shows in particular that I need to watch. I really like horror movies. American Horror Story. Okay. It's great stuff. I think favorite season for me is Asylum. I am definitely not caught up though. Can't remember the name of the most recent season I watched. I don't think it was Coven. It's more recent than that. Oh, these enemies are annoying. Just now remembering that. Triggered the pressure plate there. Yeah, this is me. Coven is good. Oh, the first season was Coven. Okay, I'm getting that mixed up with one of the later seasons then. Yeah, that was solid. I don't think I've seen Legion. Oh, the first one or Coven. Gotcha. Yeah, the first one was really good. My bad, I read that wrong. First season was... Oh, the house is good. Yeah, I think Asylum or Coven is probably one of the ones I like the most. I need to watch some of the newer ones. I don't think I've seen Legion. You know what I haven't seen at all is Stranger Things. I really need to watch Stranger Things. Legion is good. Really, really good. Oh, hell yeah. So we've already opened the way to boss. Just gotta find the door now. Yeah, dude. What is it? 5 seasons in now? I really need to watch that show. It's one of those ones I keep putting off because I'm like, I'm gonna finish this show first and that, but I'll probably start on that like really soon actually. I just finished I'm almost done with Mob Psycho season 3, which has been amazing. I want to watch the last few episodes of that. And I'm gonna do a big, oh god, Stranger Things binge. Who needs Estus? Let's go into the boss. I'm just curious to see who it is mostly. Is this the Grave Warden Duelist. Hammer boy. Get hit and see how much damage we're doing. Stranger Things stream. Dude, what if we did a Stranger Things watch party on Discord? I'm always watching shows at the worst times. What the hell? This weapon art is so good. A few of the bosses we just deleted like half their health. I'm here for it. Ooh, that might have given him more poise. I'm not sure. The roar. Try it. See if it still flips him. And another one. And then the punish. Oh! Uh-oh. That didn't go well. Ooh. Whipping that thing around. I've yet to try out a watch party. That'd be fun though. Nope. Goodbye, Grave Warden Duelist. Holy shit. Ooh, that's a good spirit too. Banished Knight. Engval. Sometimes you just gotta go in with one, Thanks for the GG's. Flask. That happened to the boss I wanted to kill specifically for a weapon too. Just 2 of those weapon arts and then get a big ol' hidden. Okay, what? I'm forgetting what this catacomb is called. This is the Murkwater Catacombs. Is that the one I was looking for? Yeah, it was. Okay. Patches is considered a boss. Interesting. Oh, right, because he has like the... okay. I remember that. And that's pretty close to where we are now. I think. Yeah, it's just south of where we are. Pretty sure. How many runes that give us? Ooh. Decent amount. About 1,000 off. 8 hundo. Should be enough. What are we thinking? Leveled endurance last. I think dex needs to be 17. Either that or strength, but one or the other. Stronger. I really need to be leveling my HP. Other way around. Okay, 17 dex, 18 strength. I'll forget. Don't worry. Oh, and this slime has approached me. I gotta greet him. Hold on. There we go. What? Jellyfish. They're homies. Yeah, I think there's an NPC fight down here. Ranged battle required ahead. Be wary of strong foe. Yeah, okay. Forced me off my horse. Where he at? Yep, this is another one of the bosses. Okay. Gotta remember we have the physic flask too. Get flipped, idiot. I'm a fan of this weapon art. I didn't realize. Oh! Oh, bleed? Okay, no wonder. He is tough. Physic flask takes longer to chug. You're gross. Oh no, this bleed proc is gonna kill me. Get flipped. It wasn't worth. You died. Watch streaks. This is new to me. I feel like in Old Man, some of these things that Twitch has been adding. Like, what is this? It's just not gonna let us fight Bloody Finger with Torrent. It'd be too OP. The horse just disappears. Horse? The steed? I don't know. Torrent. How about Magic Wind Blade? How do you like spam? Who needs FP anyway? Wait, this is actually... Oh! Working pretty well. And then hopefully he doesn't have more than one Estus. God damn it, I'm gonna keep calling that for a while. Floop! Oh! The rolls! You bitch. Goodbye. Okay. Magic Glint Blade works. Oh, he's behind me! Hello. Wait, who the fuck was that? Oh, I think that was a homie. Hunter Yura, yeah. Okay. I was like, where did you come from? Reduvia. Red Uvia. Bloodblade. Causes blood loss builder by 30. Blood loss is insanely good. We need to have 13 arcane to wield that. Gotcha. Me double check, but I think that counts as a boss. Bloody Finger, yep. Yup. Double digits. Just moving right along. Now we look for the cave entrance. Oh, okay. That was fast. Patches time. He's gonna use teleporter move extreme. Send us to hell. I think it puts us somewhere in Caleb. Yo, Sebler. It's going well. Starting to remember some things, but like there's a lot to this game. I'm loving it. Loving being able to play through it again. I'm the highwayman. Just took out a bleed spammer with our own spam. Felt pretty good. I'm liking this. I'm starting to like this Ash of War too, because it flips them. Ba-boom. Makes sense there'd be a bunch of thieves in here. One last time. Mushroom, oh mushroom. Or mushroom, oh mushroom. Poetic. Did you say mushroom ahead? Yep. It's true. Lovable sword ahead. He starts off as a boss. Interesting. Forgot about that. And does he just beg for mercy? Where's he at? Is this the... Does it send us somewhere? No? Cloth garb and trousers. I was pretty happy to see Patches again, not gonna lie. As weird as that sounds. Weird to get flooped Patches. Gross. He's pretty tough. Oh, okay. Are you sure? But I can, though. Okay. It's listed as a boss, too. Grovel for mercy. We're homies now. That's how this works. Just double checking. Yep. Okay. Jump. I remember coming and visiting Patches again. It's got some actually decent stuff from what I remember. Forgive and forget. I'll be back later, Patches. It's just a grave robber in every world. I'm covered in his blood. Gavlon? Friend. Okay. I thought there was another chest that shows up in here that teleports you to somewhere. And he grovels for mercy again. I don't know. Might be another Patches encounter. Something for a different time. Where to next? We could do the War Master Shack. Though I need to find the map piece for Eastern Limgrave. Lots to do. Bears. They're just vibing. Don't fight them. Here it is. Don't mind me. Stealing the cookbook, run away. Thin beast bones and rune fragments. Forgetting what the rune fragments are for. Unless it's just more crafting materials. Gold tinged excrement. Wonderful. Oh, you make the rainbow stones from them. Okay. I feel like they probably have more use than that, though. I don't know. Ash of War. The best one in the game. The butt slam. We win. Is that another Ash of War? Oh, okay. One of the Erdtree roots. Nice. I remember Greenspill being good. I think that speeds up like endurance recovery or something. But 2 more mixing statuses for the Flask of Wondrous Physique. Sparkly. Figured there'd be Erdtree Guardian. I guess there isn't one here. Oh, this is the first entrance to the underground? Oh shit, okay. Siofra. Okay. Try and find our first grace down here. blew my mind my first playthrough. It's like, wait a minute, this game's already huge. You're telling me there's a whole underground section too? Yes. Oh no. There we go. I was like, wow, this elevator's going for a while. Gorgeous. Since it is underground, I'm not sure if we can fast travel. New map has been found, Limgrave East. Let's go. How do I do this? R3. It's got that cave and Kalid. No, thank you. Don't think we can fight whoever's here just yet. Though there might be a death bird. So many things. I mostly just want to see if we can teleport underground. We sure can. Okay. How many runes we got? 2,000? Show me your skills. Grants affinities and skills to an armament. Oh, duh, they all do that. It's on melee armaments. Upward cut. I think that's the one that we're using now. I remember quick step being really good too. Snag that. Parry. Sure. That's the one with the dagger, I'm pretty sure. Not the short sword. Is it? No, the dagger. Schmoove. Stick with this for now, till we can use the... Where are we trying to go to? This way? Yeah. Sorry, I'm going to be opening up the map most of the stream. Most of the playthrough is just going to be... Where the hell do I go next? Big game. It's raining dogs. Like most of the animal enemies in this game. The same way with these types of games. Oh, dude. It's especially with Elden Ring, I feel like. Just because there's a lot of NPC quest lines to try and keep track of too. Since we want to go for all bosses. Hi, Reticent Henricus. Not sure if you're considered a boss. Get yeeted. We'll find out though. Have spam. Just in case he has an Estus. Goodbye. I thought he wouldn't show up until the Volcano Manor questline. Ayo. Reticent Vanquished. Hammer Talisman. What'd it do? Third Talisman. Enhances stamina, reducing attacks against blockers. Ooh, that is good. Got another Evergall close by, it seems. Alright, what's this dude's name? So this is right alongside. This is the road to Coliseum. Yep, that counts. Could have sworn there was another boss here too, though. Oh, there is another one for the Volcano Manor contracts. Okay. So next 12. That's not the right number. I haven't played the game since the multiplayer Coliseum update. I'm not sure if that's here or if that's Oh, no, that's here. Oh, the small. I thought it said the small red thingy. It says a small red effigy. Use duelist furled fingers to write a red summon sign. Competitive multiplayer will begin once you've been summoned by a player. Take the role of an adversary or a duelist, and your objective is to defeat the host of fingers who summoned you. Yeah. Yeah. Though it might be the Colosseum in Caelid. Always try to maximize efficiency with multiple quests, but lose most of the time poring over the map exactly. No, that's definitely a thing for me as well. I mean, there's a lot to keep track of this game in particular. Bull. Oh, forget the clusters explode. The flame slugs. Are you a tree sentinel? Who are you? No, okay. Big old night dude. Why he's patrolling this area? I don't know. Oh, because he's got an Ash of War. Okay. Have to check that out once we get to another resting point. Okay, I think that's it there for now. Are we needing to move on to Weeping Peninsula already? Into that minor retreat. Real okay with not going to Caelid just yet. We could go to the fort for that one NPC. Fort guy. I want to try and get as much done as possible in Limgrave before going too far south to the Weeping Peninsula. See? Oh, the bears. See offer well. Oh, that's a branching path. I hear him. We don't have the gesture just yet, but this is where we can first find cool NPC dude. Whoa, hello. I didn't realize you were napping here, sir. I'm sorry. It's gonna mess me up. Try to go for a heavy hit. Oh god. Yep. I'm out. I think there's more than one bear in these ruins too. Nice corner. Get bopped. That's what I get for bullying a bear. That's a new command I just made up. Bopus. Hey, so the bears poop gold. Oh no, I have to bully him to get into the ruins? Oh, no, I don't. Oh no, torrent. Liar ahead, talisman ahead. Praise the... Is it a talisman? It sure is. They are not liars. Enhances charge attacks. Don't mind me, just gonna equip that real quick. Where'd the bear go? Blythe, that's his name. Blade. We need to talk with another NPC who's like, hey, if you want to see a wolf guy, you gotta snap your fingers. And then he'll show up there. I don't think it's mandatory for Ronnie's questline though. Oh god. Hello, dog. Be wary of dog. Those things are awful. Is this the Twin Fort? Find out. Go, go, go! It sure is. Those flask upgrades. Oh! Poor torrent. Alright, I think I'm just gonna fight him like this. Wait a minute, you're supposed to be fighting each other. Calm down. There we go. Thanks, homie. Oh god, it's a pumpkin head. Okay. Getting ready to whip my ass. Ooh. Donk. The head slams. Right, takes like no damage if you hit him there. Makes sense. Ooh, the wind-ups. Just remembered we passed up a boss version of one of these dudes. Wow. Big damage. Sir? Goodbye. Sanctuary stones. What do you do? That's not it. Crafting material. Don't know if we have cookbook for anything using that yet. Whee! Fort time. I don't remember if you're alive. No. Okay, good. Run into the fort blindly. Explosive barrels and all. God. Fuck you. Oh no. I was not ready for the rat knight combo. I don't stand a chance. Oh fuck. Bye. Oh! Nice. Oh, somehow not dead. Oh, get out of it. It's our last flask. I don't think there's a site of grace anywhere nearby. Just take it one enemy at a time if we can. Oh. Bitch. This knight is after me. Just kidding, he forgot about me. Better weight. This is good against physical damage. Cloth garb helps out a lot against all kind of elemental resistances. What else we got? Same thing there. Could be worth having just better physical resist for a while. Oops. Swap to the boots, see if we're fat rolling. Yep. Makes sense. Weird. Alright. Quick. Well, he's against the wall, walking into nothing. See ya. Bloody slash. Let's go. Gotten 2 things with bleed procs now. I swear one of these dudes throwing fireballs is gonna kill me. Yep. Fuck you. Another cookbook. You know what they say. You gotta do the cooking by the book. Fuck, I rolled right into that. No! Get out of here! Hey, I think we cleared all of them. Not sure if he'll be up here just yet. May have to reload the area. Can't see. Nice. I keep hitting X to interact with things and I just end up jumping right in front of it. Sir, you here? Not yet. Okay. Makes sense. Oh, shit. Well, there's the left side of the Dectus Medallion. Neat. I feel like there's definitely a resting point I missed. Site of Grace. Let's go have a chat now that the fort is cleared. I need to use markers more too, so that way I don't have to open the map as much. Donk. Wait a minute. Oh, I thought he dropped something. It's just the excrement laying around. Other than getting the Dectus Medallion and helping this dude capture his fort, I don't know if he has any other... It's a lot of demi-humans. Any other stuff in his questline, or if this is the end of it. How dare you ride through the forest? This means war, human. Tarnished. Alright. Oh, hello. Gotcha. Site of Grace directly to the side of it. Touch grass. The demi-human still here? Nope. I think yeah, the Blood Rose helps with bleed resist too, which will be handy. As many of those as I can pick up. Did I miss something here? Visions of Revenge. What? Though I might have to talk with him on the bridge. Yep, okay, probably. That's my bad. It's just if you don't want to take the ladder. Wait a minute. Damn, I forget how lenient the falling is pretty constantly. Alright, where would that be? Here? Yeah, there's Kenneth. Back and forth. Hey dude, I got your fort back. Sup? Mm-hmm. Give us the bloody slash. Excrement. Oh, cool. Wonder if it's any good. Co-mingling. Oof. Kenneth gives me a vibe of, like, racially insensitive uncle. Doesn't he just get super depressed once he sees the fort and the state that it's in? Sure, man. Fortnite? Interesting. Okay. See if that's it for dialogue. Yep. Back we go. Not sure if there's any other rewards. Let me check out the dagger. Is it there? Erd steel dagger. Get quick step with that as well. Slashing and piercing like the other dagger. No passive effects. Seems the scaling's a little... Oh, because it fails. Fails? Yeah. Scales with faith too. Gotcha. 14 faith requirement for a dagger. Interesting. Passed up a lot of those blood roses. Oh. It is just overrun with demi-humans now. I'm assuming because he tried to communicate with them. Interesting. Donk. Let's see. Maybe I need to clear out these enemies too. Because it's like a fallen demi-human queen, I think. Right in the middle of the fort. What? Maybe he's not up here. Keep checking this for no reason. Potentially. Oh, and I kind of want to look... Oh, he's literally right behind me. Got it. Understood. I don't think he's happy with the state of things. You. Not a fan of Godric the Grafted, huh? Dude, you know that's me. That's gotta be Goopowski. That's me. Come and visit him after we become Elden Lord. Not sure how much more we see of Kenneth after this. Interesting. Okay. What next? Still haven't found the first set of Skelly boys, but that might not be until we get... Here, I can just check. The Weeping Peninsula. Okay. Done there. Ooh, we've not done that yet. Where is that? I think this is the cave I was thinking of before. Here? Yeah, I'll put a marker there just in case. Or a beacon, rather. Back to the Church of Allah. Hello, sir. About the howling and mist. Oh, he's the one who tells us about it. I'd like to. Oh, he's the one who gives you the gesture too. Sick. There's the snap. Get all the cookbooks. Suppose this would probably have better physical resist than the starting set. Get the pants. Hell yeah. It sure does. It's a little heavier. That brings us to heavy load. Okay. Let's hold on to those for now. So we could head back to the forest and do that after we clear this cave. How do I get there? What? Dogs. Said the entrance was around here somewhere. I remember there was a cave in the forest that's in the Weeping Peninsula. That's kind of tough to find. I think the boss is big old bear, shaman bear. Lost grass. Swaps to arcane scaling. Lowers scaling somehow. Don't know if it's worth raising the strength scaling to C just to get rid of the dex scaling, but I'm liking this Ash of War on this weapon anyway. Doggies. Phantom scared me. So we still need one more in strength and one more in dex. Okay. Alrighty. Doggies. Doggies everywhere. Oh no, you have a lot of health. Hit him. Take him out. Oh. Cracked pot. Make some bombs with that. Remember there being a ton of dogs. Oh. There's the boss room. Forget how short some of these earlier catacombs are in comparison with a lot of the other ones like game. Who's flying? Give me that moss so I can eat it. Whoa. Actually? Hidden path ahead? Yeah, no. Ooh. Bloodbone bolts. Coats armament inflicting blood loss. Blood roses are good. Oh, we can make holy water pots. Okay. Be good against some of the undead enemies. Fetid pot. Roped fetid pot. Alright. Forgetting who the boss is here. Is it Big Dog? Ooh. Beastman of Faramazoo. Oh shit, yeah. It sure is. Game is a big fan of throwing late game enemies at you as bosses. And another one. Like this is gonna be a common theme with a lot of the early bosses. 2 of those to stagger and then punish. Oh! That's what I get. Whoosh. Donk. Dink. Donk. Dink. Goodbye, Beastman. Flame Drake Talisman. It's a good thing about doing all bosses is we're gonna have a lot more stuff to choose from. So we're being this thorough. Boost fire damage negation. Fire damage resist is nice. Excuse me. Oh no. How many bosses have I killed without upping the counter? I think we've done quite a few side things. Don't think we've taken out any more bosses. Do a count after. That's another one down though. I can go talk with Blade. Probably wrap up the stream in about 15 minutes or so here. Shouldn't stay up too late. Got those exams I gotta do tomorrow. Fun times. Swap out. No, wave's too important. Bow's good. Swap out sitting sideways. Where's the snap? There it is. I don't think I got a chance to talk with this phantom because I got distracted by the demi-humans. Demi-humans wax wroth, now their mother's been taken. Yep, corpse in the fort. Where are you, Lord Kenneth? The night, bedeviled by blood. Interesting. That's why he gives you the blood slash. Gotcha. The lore. Ooh. Not sure where we have to be standing, if anywhere in particular, but let's do it here. Game auto-saved. Normally he's just chilling somewhere along the outskirts here. Here, no? Try again. Oh, God, hello. Yeah, this is the spot. Is me. Oh, I killed him. At least a phantom of him. Ample reward? I did that thing. Maybe I hadn't. I thought I did though. Okay. Maybe I need to reload the area again. Best guess. I think this interaction is optional though. Gonna be chasing him around a lot. That's for sure. Do I need to do the finger snap move again? Alright. You going. What? So that's the only interaction here. Okay. Until we get to Three Sisters. Gotcha. Might have missed something else though. So we did beat Phantom Darrowell or whatever. Let's try and fight at least one more boss. Could have sworn we had access to Tibia Mariner. First one. Then we can talk with D. I don't think I've gone anywhere around here though. Yeah, this is where it would be. That lake. The puddle. Oh, it's not nighttime. Oof. Wondering why there's a America statue here. Excuse me, gentlemen. What you got? What's going on around here? Oh, okay. Yeah, fair enough. Exalted flesh. Isn't that what Potboy gives you? Leave me alone. I'm just invading your stronghold. What's wrong? Oh. of scary. Yep. Horse combat for the win. I'm excited to be able to do guard breaks. I think I can with a weapon, just doesn't have like 100% physical resist, so I'm like, I'd rather just roll through stuff for now. There we go. Oh my. The dogs are mean. Especially those rotted ones in Kaled. Ooh, Knight's Greatsword. Alright. It's this stronghold taken down. I don't know if there's anything more to it. Ah! Chest. Best... Ooh, I read that wrong. Beast Crest Heater Shield. Do you happen to have... You do. You do have 100% physical resist. We found shield. Let's go. We're not even heavy rolling. Probably opt for a lot less horse combat now. I don't know. We'll see. I'm headed the exact opposite way I need to. It's just so convenient. That was worth it. Two routes here. Let's try the upper path. What's going on around here? I think there's another Volcano Manor job to be fulfilled here. Another NPC fight we can't do until much later. Though at the moment, I don't know what there is to do. Big dude. Tall feller. Ooh. So many talismans. Yes? So much for not needing to do horseback anymore. Got a talisman that specifically increases damage on horseback. Hell yeah. It's working out for us. Oh. Goodbye. They do have like half the health they normally would though. Neat. We got options. I see. Guess that's all that's up here for now. Shiny? What is it? Oh. Oh! It's a door. Unthinkable, our hallowed resting place is violated. To refuse the Erdtree's calling to return to live within death. Sickening. Seek armament. Weapons are cool. Oh shit. Oh boy. I think I remember the boss here being kind of obnoxious. Ooh, spooky. The root resin. Gotta find the people, the necromancers, bringing them back to life. Oh god, I whiffed the last attack. This is so sad. They pat their heads too. It's just like Souls 3. I feel like they might have done that in Dark Souls 1 as well. Is that just like them securing the skull onto their spine? Pet, pet. Ooh. Oh, yeah. There's gotta be a hidden wall somewhere, right? Just getting swarmed. Where are you hiding? Oh god, speaking of getting swarmed, this room is about to be a fun time. Rush the lever! Somewhere a heavy door has opened. There's gotta be another hidden entrance. Just hoping there's a message that'll point it out. Hold on. Hold up. Oh, we literally passed it. I'm a goof. Okay. But I didn't see a way to reach that upward path, so look around a little more. The Black Knife Assassins are scurry. Okay. I remember there being another, no fluke. Black Knife Assassin encounter in Limgrave that is a much tougher catacomb and also like boss fight. These are the dudes that assassinated Godwin. Got this whole thing started to begin with. Power that could kill even a god. Oop. Go and chug. How about Glitblade? Bonk. How do we finish him? I'm gonna punch him to death. Actually, two-hand shield. Yeah! Okay. Ooh, Assassin's Crimson Dagger. Does that also cause bleed? Oh, maybe it's just critical hits restore HP. That's awesome. Forget how actually useful a lot of the ooh, Death Root. There's one of a lot that we need. The talismans are in this game. Very useful. Thunk. Hold up. Skeletons are going to be annoying, but there's got to be a hidden wall in here somewhere, right? Strong foe ahead. Check all the walls. Figured to be the candles that serve as a hint, but I guess not. Nope. Oh shit. Not even a hidden wall, just another path I hadn't been down. Oh, the Grave Glovewort. Ah. Ooh. It was worth. Got a katana out of it. Shield is making such a huge difference already. Don't think there was anything else though. Pardon me. Excuse me. I think the teleporting or the fast travel mechanic prevents you from being able to. Yeah, you can't even open the map down here. But it might just be. I think that's just because I'm in combat. Sir? Alright. So we'll get the. Yeah, why not? Strength requirement finish for the weapon we're trying to use. The dex requirement and then level health for a while. Well, we need almost 4,900. I think even if we pop both of those, it wouldn't be enough for another level. Alright. Birds. Oh, almost fell. Wait, it's Pot Boy, I think. No? I feel like he's around here somewhere. I can feel it. This is the fort we just took out, the fart. Oh, I remembered. Hello, friend. The homie. Also known as the Pot Boy. Of course. He's very well trained. Alright. I got you. You don't want to crack him. Yeah! The homie has been freed. The fact that they can make a sentient jar of fallen warriors such a likable character is impressive to me. Have meat. The fact that he just has exalted flesh on his origins is a little bit off-putting. It's gonna go through Kaled. What a badass. Right. Oh, okay. That's all his dialogue for now. We gotta help him find his way there. I remember that much. Get stopped at a few dead ends. Pot Boy taken care of. Man, I keep forgetting about the pumpkin head boss we can fight, though. I think we need to revisit that place to free one of the NPCs related to Ronnie later anyway. Nah, probably do it sooner rather than then. Just another boss we can check off, you know? The pumpkin head. Holy shit. Always surprised the amount of damage we're doing some of these enemies. Behold. Well done. Could probably upgrade our weapon to +3 or 4, whatever it needs to be now. The jammies. Scared the shit out of him. Pickled turtleneck. This man killed dogs. Have a short sword. We don't have the halberd yet, though. Could be neat. Bandit mask. Flame chariots. Don't have too many runes at this point. Let's get these 3 and the halberd, I suppose. Just enough for that anyway. Not even. Got some good stuff. God, this game is pretty. Could have sworn D was close to here. Maybe not. Because our first encounter with him was at Round Table Hold, and that's definitely not how it worked out for me first few playthroughs, so I think he should still show up here, though he may not. Got these ruins. Ugh. Wild. Okay. So I'm trying to get my bearings on the area. I'm just sitting here staring at the map. Making a few more connections as far as the way things are laid out. I definitely did not notice before. But here's the to be a mariner. See if we can't spot D first. The skeletons pop out of the graves here, and I think he's just north of this pass. No? Damn, okay. I might have missed my opportunity to get acquainted then. That's very odd. Might have some more dialogue once we finish our first To Be a Mariner, though. Though we already got some death root. This is the other boss that gives us death root. One of them. Hoping we don't have to fight a death bird for a while. Those things are spooky. Temporarily boosts stamina and enhances charge attacks for a time. Ooh, would not mind having that. Oh, right. We got the Dragon Claw earlier. I think once we get our health into a pretty comfy place, I'll most likely spend quite a bit of runes on faith after that point. That's the game plan for now. Lots to try out equipment wise though, that's for sure. Need to figure out which stat is tied to equipment load too. The Mariner. Boat boy. Boing. He's calling his homies. I think I still have the talisman that's boosting attack damage while on horse. Oh! Watch out for that AoE. Killed his homies. He's out of there. No? Oh. Must have stunned him. Big attack. Hey! All the stuns. Splash. A lot of the time the, oh god, I was just about to say the skeletons are more of a threat than he is. Boop. You're donezo. Goodbye. Enemy felled. 2400. Death root and ooh, ashes for the skeletons too. I'll take it. New ghost friendos. Now aside from the Tibia Mariner, I do think there's a staircase to check out somewhere in these ruins. That brings us up to 14. 2 death root. Hello. I might have passed up D2. Wondering what's down here. Oh god. Ruins. Give me all your runes. Ooh. That might be enough to level again. This is leading straight into Caelid. Oh boy. Just the merchant. Oh. Okay, I think we'd been here before. Because I recognize seeing the pack of dogs there. Oh, can't open the map. Too many puppers. Had we been in here? Third Church of America. We'd not. Okay, sick. I've forgotten to upgrade our flasks all this time. Another sacred tier. Actually, it might be the first. I've been finding the seeds though. So much to do. We can still go back to the very start of the game too. Go through a whole sequence. Flasks. That's what I was looking for. Add charge. I think I only had one. And then increase the amount replenished. I think we only had one sacred tier as well. Awesome. Now then. We are the Third Church of America. Ugh. Sorry for the sniffles. You know, I think I'm just gonna go to the War Master Shack. If I can remember where it is. I'm blanking. Thought it was in here. Maybe it's further south. Done the Groveside Cave now. Here it is. Go there at night and try and fight the Bellbear. See if we can't beat yet another boss. It's already been 30 minutes over what when I said I'd cut it off. Yep, he's gone. Here's the bell-bearing boy. Doing good damage, but it's tough. I gotta remember what his moveset's like. Goes forever. A lot of his attacks just have so much range. Whoosh, whoosh. Sooner we can get our hands on bell bearings, though, the better off we'll be, because that allows us to get more upgrade materials much more quickly. Though they don't always have those items. Third hit. Uh-oh. Yep. Yeah, that can be really tough. Very cool, though. Still have quite a few catacombs we can take on, but we've toppled 14. Well, we're gonna have to come back to fight a few of the bosses in Limgrave in particular, because there's the Volcano Manor contract, but also like the Grafted Scion can't refight since it's scripted to die there at the beginning of the game, basically. I think there's maybe one more we're gonna have to come back later for. That's about half of the bosses in Limgrave, so I'm pretty happy with that. I may call it there for this stream. We got our first shield, which is hype. Still need to try and get our hands on more spells. I think it's going to be a while until we can do that. Okay, good. He's still here. But this game is so fun. I could get lost in it forever, and I do wish that I had more time to stream. But I'm happy with the progress we made. 10 more bosses. Let's definitely start slowing down once we start trying to face the shard bears, but I'll take it for now. Thank you so much, everyone who was hanging out today. I appreciate that support a lot. Let me see if I can do this. Shout out Suso with the 3 watch streak. That's a new Twitch mechanic for me. Gotta look into that. But I do appreciate you being here so often, and thank you Yodi for the follow, and Laser Chef, of course, thank you for the 31 months. Probably just gonna wrap it up there for now. Let me see. There we go. OBS is being real interesting, but regardless, thank you for being a part of the series playthrough. Make it a habit to drop the link to vote for the series playthrough that will be next, or the single game. It's also an option. Decide my fate, and then I'll try and remember to put it in the description for the VODs too when I post those on YouTube. But yeah, peace out everyone. I will not be able to stream on, well, most this weekend just because it is Easter weekend. There's a lot of April birthdays coming up for me, and then as far as family and friends, a lot of April babies. That plus Easter and a few other things going on, so I don't know if I'll have time to stream this weekend, but at the start of the week I should be able to continue streaming Elden Ring regularly. But until then, thank you again for the support. Peace out, homies.